Your media, where you are. Of all trades, wearing a different hat when the moment arises. You're on all the time, always on the clock, always catching up. Take care of you. Introducing Your Media, your podcast network that meets you where you are, when you need it, at your time, in your space, when you feel like it. You come first. Your Media, where you are. The show goes on with Noni, brings the business of the arts to center stage.
I love it. I love it. I love it all the time. Hello there. We are back. We are so back.
I come back,
and I've got my friend over here, Satan. Hi, everybody. Welcome. You are tuned on to Your Media, hashtag where you are, and you are with me. The show goes on with Noni. My name is Noni Mkonto, Spear of the Nation. Yes, let the people know. I mean, it's just a thing, right? It's just a thing. But y'all know I don't roll alone. I've got my homie over here, my girl. Let them know who you are, Ntombazana.
Hello. We are back. Hello, everybody who's watching. We are live today.
Yes, we are.
So Bueno, Peggy, let's
And the best already.
Hey, but
Hey, got the Ntombazana Lena is the pet, and I'm saying she's gonna let us know.
yeah.
Why aren't you always ready?
My name is Palisa Robin. Hey, guys. Thank you for tuning in to The Show Goes On with Noni.
Hello.
Get excited to be on, Gajik.
Yeah, Lynn, because we are taking a different angle from what we've done the last month. It's
Mm.
already been a month. Can you believe it?
It's a month.
We are taking a different angle and talking about different area of the industry. We are going behind the scenes today, and we are talking to Masego. Please let the people know who you are, girl.
Hey,
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Stunning. It's nice to
Stunning.
see you. How's your week been?
My week has been quite busy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, firstly, Masego Marite is my name.
Masego Marite.
And what I do is I'm a makeup artist and a
Yes.
wardrobe and costume designer.
Yes, and you've been in the industry now for like 8 years.
Yes, I have been.
And then how long have you been freelancing for? Because you're now
Freelancer, yes. So I only started freelancing in 2019.
Okay.
Which at the time I thought, oh my gosh, it was such a bad idea because prior to that I was working on a lot of soapies.
Yes.
So I worked on Binnelandish, which was my first soapie. It's an Afrikaans soapie on CakeNet.
Oh, lekker.
Ja,
Oh.
bro, dit was mooi lekker.
Natuurlijk.
So then after Binnelandish, I then moved to KZN where I worked with.
Maar wacht, kan jij Afrikaans praten? Mooi praten.
Ja, ek kan vlot Afrikaans praat en lees.
En mooi en allei.
Kom maar net, joh. Nee, kom maar net.
Sorry, okay, carry on.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. So then, I went to KZN, worked on Mbewu as their wardrobe stylist. So that was also just a completely different place. Had to adapt to isiZulu.
Okay.
Because ke Motswana, and having to wrap my tongue around isiZulu was a bit difficult. But I managed, and they taught me all the ins and outs, all the do's and don'ts.
What isiZulu sakho sihle nje.
It's because of them.
But like, wasn't it harder to like learn the language now that you're older? Because normally it's like
exactly
when you're younger, you can learn a language much quicker.
And the thing is, it's also because I came to KZN with the Joburg, colloquial Zulu, those bits and pieces that you caught on the streets and with some friends.
Yes.
And then when you get that side, they teach you very fast.
Very, very quick. I
see your
daddy.
Yes, babe.
Don't you just love when they say,
I know. So it's one of those. That was a lovely experience. But then I I think I was looking forward to so much growth.
Okay.
Because the lady I used to work with at Benelandes, she was a great mentor, and I think she just really made me look forward to doing great things.
Yeah.
She would always talk about how she had assistants who had worked with her for so many years, and then they went out to break certain industry vibes and do all these kinds of things. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm definitely gonna be part of the pack and do my thing. So I thought Mbewu was gonna be that place, but then I think what happens to a lot of makeup artists in film and television is that once you're sort of stuck on a soapy, your name doesn't necessarily go out there. People don't get to know you. Yeah, so you don't it's almost like you don't build that network type situation. So that's when I felt like, okay, no, I have to freelance.
You have to freelance. And then you've done current work like on channel 157, which is a DSTV channel.
It is a DSTV channel.
I mean,
A very popular
it doesn't just come on like with the TV. Like you have to get the DSTV. It's much love.
Much love, big channel 157. Hi.
And then you've done works on Haibo Mnagwe to the City Raised that has one of the actresses nominated for a SAFTA. Hey, yes, we're doing the damn thing.
Well done,
Yes,
Tina.
congratulations. Congratulations to her. And then you've got 2 upcoming stunning sitcoms, Homemades and Ikaya Labadala.
Yes.
That is amazing. And then that's basically it.
That's
but there's more still to come.
There is definitely.
Are you doing
more
all
to
of
come.
these at the same time?
I'm doing them back to back. So usually you have like a 5-week setup or a 3-week setup, but it's usually just moving from like shoot to shoot.
Okay.
Which for me as a freelancer works because that's kind of what you want to do.
Yeah.
You want to get your calendar fully booked so that you at least know, this is what I'm looking forward to. Because I know when I started with someone who advised me on what to do when you get to freelancing is that one of the things that you should do is sort of like have a plan out or okay, I'm looking at it in this way because I do bridal makeup as well. I'm like, okay, just make sure to have like 5 weddings and maybe 5 productions. So then I know I'm making, like enough money to, live nice. And have something to save.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing.
All
so
right.
it's been working out so well. Like
That's
yo
amazing.
guys, because when
That's
COVID hit,
great.
it was ridiculous.
I can just imagine.
Because it was just when I decided.
Yes, because everybody just thinks that it's the performers and the actors and the actresses that are struggling. But it's everybody
Everyone.
that's also behind the
Yes.
scenes. Like you're the makeup artist, you
Exactly.
do wardrobe as well. Then you've got the crew members. So it's not just the people in the front of the camera that are struggling. It's the people that are holding up the buoys and
exactly. So everyone,
the likes of you. So everybody is like really, really struggling. But you, Masego, went to TUT.
Yes,
So
I
you
did.
studied.
I studied for 3 years.
Okay.
It was a course, performing arts technology.
Okay.
I know that word always usually throws people off because they expect it because it's performing arts.
Yes.
They expect it to be some kind of dramatic thing or having been like in front of the stage. Well, not backstage, basically, like I am. But because of the technology part of it, it basically just breaks down everything that we do backstage. So it was an all-inclusive of makeup and wardrobe. We did sound and lighting. We did decor and props. And all that basically creates what you guys see on television.
So what was your
Yes.
major?
So I majored in makeup and hairstyling as well as costume design.
Okay.
So that's basically what I majored in. And that is what I've been currently doing and
Alright,
trying to push.
Because when we were like having a conversation before we started the show, you said that you had trained for theater makeup.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
that's
And
perfectly,
then you had you had to transition from theater to TV and film.
Yes.
Which it must be like.
Yeah, it definitely is different because like the basics of what we got taught in school is in the first initial year you get taught how to do theatrical makeup for like intimate theater.
Yeah.
And then in the second year we did like bridal and photo shoots. So we still did like lighter sort of, photographic or stuff that's on camera, that kind of makeup.
Okay.
And then the third year we did like hectic things like special effects and we did body painting. So it's pretty much just like a nice all-rounder of the possibilities of what you could do as a makeup artist. So the only difference is with theater, we have a show that runs once. So from the top to the bottom, and that's pretty much it.
Yes.
So that's what you get used to. So when you get into film, there are things like, different angles, different shots, you get pickups, you get continuity. So all of this, it's like a different way of actually shooting things. There's like jargon that you have to get used to, ways and means in terms of like things that you have to focus on now, because theater's on a bigger scale.
Yes.
I think it's the same in terms of like actors.
Yes.
When you're in theater, you go bigger and you
Yes.
go bolder. Whereas when you're on camera,
Camera.
you have to tone it down.
Tone it down.
So-
Yeah, bring it down.
Yo,
Bring it
guys.
down.
And it's so difficult
It
to
is
take
so
your
difficult.
hand from being like a heavy hand to now toning everything down to make it look more natural. And it's like even with makeup, like I know like on the gram and stuff like that, things are very intense because there was like this whole Instagram baddie look where everything's like really cutthroat.
Yes.
And you have all like this contour and heavy highlighting. Whereas on television, you have those lines, but they have to be very subtle so that it looks like it's the person's skin.
Yes.
So whatever you take away with your, let's say your foundation application, you have to sort of put away the natural tones of the skin tone that are already there,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't look like they made up over the top, but they at least look a little enhanced.
So was
Because
the
otherwise you
transition
disappear.
was the transition from learning how to do theater makeup and learning how to do film makeup very difficult for you, because it seems like you were hard on to the stage and the jargon and everything that goes with being in the theater? It's very hard to
Yeah.
transition. How was that transition for you?
You know what? I think the thing with that transition that was like mainly difficult was that it's almost like learning a specific skill and doing it the right way. And then now it's almost like having to unlearn it. And you almost have to like sort of tweak it so that, it's not the way your brain was sort of like, okay, cool, this is where I'm supposed to put this line, this is where I'm supposed to blend it out. Now it's like something completely different. But I remember there was one point when we had a class where you almost had to sort of, what our lecturer was teaching us is that you're going to have to play back and forth in terms of your makeup application. So now I see what she meant by that, because when I got into television, I had to teach myself a new way of doing things. So that's when, as a makeup artist, you find like new ways of doing things, and you almost like cheat the system because there are rules. And like you're on your TikToks, on your Instagram or whatever, like these rules of, okay, put your highlighter here and put your contour here. But for me as a makeup artist, when I'm working with a person, how I work and how I'm going to do things is according to the face that's in front of me. There are no rules in that position.
So with what you learned, okay, and what's happening now, is there like a vast difference? And also, how important is it for someone to have, wanting to be a makeup artist, to have the knowledge that, like the knowledge that you have?
That I've
You
acquired.
did 3 years. You've acquired so much. Like with what you've said just now,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and going,
Tanjani,
what? What do you mean? I'm sitting here and I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't know that there was so much that goes into it, because it's just makeup
Yeah.
application.
I hear you.
We take it for
And
granted.
we do take it for granted. So has there been an extreme change in the attitude that people are like, oh no, you're just too much with your technicalities and whatnot? And to also just go and, if you really want to have like a professional career the way you've done, to the point where you freelanced, how important is it to acquire the knowledge and the technicals of makeup artistry?
Okay, I think for me, definitely, especially if you want to do film and like any kind of media that'll be based on a storytelling type of situation, then you definitely have to go and study. Because with what I studied, it gives you like things like different times, there's always different eras, there's always like different flashbacks and things like that. And the thing is, I'm not saying it's wrong to have self-taught yourself into doing makeup or to be a beauty enthusiast.
not at all.
It's just a matter of like, as makeup artists, people have to realize that we do different kinds of makeup.
Yes.
So we have your bridal ladies, and I know I also do bridal sometimes for extra cash.
Yes.
And that's all pretty. That's where you can play around depending on what your
Colours,
bride wants,
yes.
that kind of thing. And then you have your beauty enthusiasts or the influencers who work with brands, and obviously they just need to make things look pretty to the audience,
Yes.
so that they can obviously want to buy the product.
Yeah.
Whereas with me, when I'm backstage, I'm telling a story. So I have to be able to read a script, break down the character and see, okay, no, what's their socioeconomic standing? Where do they come from? What's their background? There are all those elements that you need to know how to sort of create a look with that. So I think that's where my studies come in, because they really help you break down a character properly. And, obviously the director expects you to know, when you meet up with the director, he needs to trust that, okay, I'm working with a makeup artist who knows her background story, who knows what's going on, so that she comes to me with an idea, and then I can say, okay, yes or no, we're gonna go with this or not.
So you spoke about schooling and continuity.
Yes.
Can you elaborate more on that? Because I think I had to dash off somewhere.
Okay.
I left you with Vanessa and I was like, oh my God, no, wait. I want to hear, but I have to go. I have to go.
No, oh my gosh. So continuity is literally, I swear, it's almost like the blanket that covers the entire show.
Yeah.
As far as the level of how important it is. Because when it comes to continuity, so what happens with when we shoot film or whatever, movies and stuff like that, there's always like a little golden thread of continuity that has to go through, and where the editor basically takes all the scenes and puts them together. So what happens on set, the reason why continuity actually happens is because we have, let's say, a couple of different sets that we're going to be shooting on, and we have only a few days, and we have actors who can come through on different days. So now what we do is, if we have a kitchen, if we have a lounge, if we have the bedroom, on, let's say, day one, we'll shoot all the scenes that are going to happen in the bedroom. So all those scenes that happen in the bedroom aren't necessarily in chronological order. So that's where continuity comes in. So you have to make sure that that person looks the same when they left, or when they're coming, or where they're going. So that little trail, you have to sort of find a way, whether be it pictures, and sometimes whether be it notes and whatnot. So that it's very, very important, because it really, I've noticed that a lot of viewers pick it up.
They
A lot
do.
of soapies. Yes,
Trust
a lot
me,
of soapies.
if there's a black heel and then all of a sudden there's a pump,
Yes,
You're like,
do you
"Yeah,
just
I don't like
understand?
Goga,
You're like,
Ngalekele."
"Aibo."
No.
And the thing is, it's because it's so
and then the
extreme.
street is dry, and the next minute it's wet,
It's wet,
and then you're just like,
exactly.
No,
was
we
it
see-
raining?
What
see it.
happened? Exactly.
No, we do
So
see
things
it.
like that are really, and the thing is, what people don't realize is that it's such a difficult thing. We have actual ladies who are responsible for, being actually in charge of continuity. But guys, there's so many elements that come into play, like the weather, people getting sick, like there's so many things that can come into play. Someone misplacing something, and you literally, all there is to it is that, as much as continuity has been something that I've learned when I got onto set, problem solving is also a big one.
Nah, you have to be on your
Something
toes.
like a plan.
Wait till you said something.
You must just
make it look the same, cut off some shoe, akiti, dude,
It's
put on a
amazing
ribbon. Like, you just need to make it work.
Can I digress, Khanyane? You said something. You said going to school, you learn the rules.
Yes.
And then when you learn the rules, you are able to break them. You are able to break the rules.
Yes.
I want to find out from you, what are the things that you learned when you came into the industry, that with continuity, when you continuity, what is it that you learned from schools, from the rules that you got taught, and then you came on set and you're like, this rule, I can break it here, I can tweak it here.
Okay.
Because also with dance, you can okay, I know this, I know I have to jete like this, I have to point my fingers like my toes like this, but manje ngoba kunje, I can cheat a bit. So what are the things that you learned from school, from the rules, from the actual rules, that helped you with
so one of the things I learned from school, so first things first, when you get to makeup class, there is the application of foundation. So that's the initial look, and then you come in with eyebrows, and you come in with the contouring, the highlighting, that play. So those are like your bases for makeup. You know that there must be something that corrects the skin and makes it like your canvas, a clean canvas, and then you put basically back things like your cheeks and your nose and things like that. So now when it comes to being on sets, the only thing that people don't understand that I feel like people need to get is time. You see, this thing, it doesn't
Yeah.
exist on set. So you need to work out ways in which to manage your time. So generally, when you check out these videos, you'll see someone is like, okay, I'm going to start with my eyebrows, get a like highlighter under my eyebrows. Then it's like a whole 45-minute look. And when you are on, like even in tech,
Yeah.
they gave us 45 minutes. Even for our test, they gave us
Yes.
45 minutes. But when you get to set, like
It's different.
20 minutes is a lot. 20 minutes is like a blessing.
Yes.
Even
Chale, thank
do a
you.
face
Time is
breathe, you say,
money.
so now you have to work around it because I know even with my assistant, she also used to be in the whole, let's start with eyebrows first and then eyeshadow and then you wipe underneath and then you make sure she looks nice. And so now it's like, no, my baby, we don't have time for that. You look at the face, you pack out all the things that you are going to need for that face and you start going.
Yeah.
So you have to complete the face, contour, highlights, then do blush, then do lipstick, then come in for the eyes, mascara, shadow, eyebrows, and then this chick must go because then they need to shoot.
So you need to be prepared because if you,
You
don't,
need to be very
is that
prepared.
why sometimes when you are watching like you're watching your favorite soapy or whatever, it almost seems as though, wait a minute, that looks a bit incomplete.
Yes.
Like the lines are too too defined, like for natural makeup. It's all just so heavy. Is it because the makeup artist himself hasn't, I don't know, like,
because what you usually need to do is, but you only find this out a bit later into you working on set. And the thing is, when I also got to be HOD, I was like, oh my word, finally I get to design people's looks.
yes.
And then you get creative. But what you do then realize is that it's going to bite you in the foot because then there's going to come a day where, let's say, Palisa has a bedroom scene, she has a date night scene, and then she has a work scene. So for those three, we've got 3 different looks. So the bedroom scene, she has no makeup. And then the next scene, after she shot no makeup, now you have to put back on her makeup and she's going on a date, which means, she has to be flashy and have all this makeup done. And then next thing, cut to her normal day-to-day look. So now you have to tone all of that down. So now what you need to come up with as a makeup artist is you need to come up with ways and means of how you're going to work around it. So I know that her day look is maybe, let's say, white with a little bit of gold with a little bit of brown. So that the next time when she comes back, I can just add a cut crease line and then just make that lighter so that it looks like she tried to be extra. So that when I remove it, it goes back to no makeup. So that it's simple, quick stuff that you can do like that.
I am so surprised at the fact that you know so much that's happening on set. And you're a makeup artist and costume designer. It's like, I feel like that's all you should know. And now that I think about it, with my experiences of having shot like little characters that I've done for TV, and seeing makeup artists standing on the side or like costume designers standing on the side, I'm like, they're not just standing there to see if I've got a sweat stain or if my butt crack or my butt crack is showing or my nipple is like exposed or I'm shining. You're actually also there. And also you're not taking photos for your portfolio. You're actually having like a clipboard
of stuff that you have to maintain and like you have to make sure that all the stuff.
So it sounds like so much. And so with that said, I feel like when people say I want to become a makeup artist and they have expectation.
Yes.
They have expectation of glam. The same as how people come in with wanting to be a performer or an actor, and they see all these actors and performers with things and bling and and then they don't actually know how it's all accumulated. So as well as a makeup artist thinking that, I've studied makeup artistry and now I can go and work for Umoja Love and one of their series and then I can just do whatever I want, and it's like, no babe,
it's really not even
there's different types of makeup that you were talking about here.
I think the main thing that I really feel is also quite important is that when you are doing makeup for film and television, you're not just going to have your typical young, fresh girls who are 22 and all they want to do is look pretty. You're going to have actual characters with different skin types, different ages. And those are also the things that I learned from school, is how to do makeup on a 50-year-old and an older lady, how to do makeup on a 40-year-old. There are different lines, there are different eye shapes. There's like so many things that come with it, and you're going to have to learn how to accentuate all of that. And that's what Instagram and YouTube doesn't necessarily teach you until you actually know your subject base of what it is that you want to do. So now that I know that I want to do aging, I can then do my research on aging. So that's the difference between someone who's sort of stumbling upon something they think is the information that they need. But when it comes to makeup, I really believe that practice really makes perfect.
Yes.
So if you're not open to these certain styles of makeup, then you really won't know until you know.
Yes.
Because in some situations, you are really thrown into the deep end where it's like, okay, you know that you're going to do makeup, but it's makeup for an older person. So now it's a different skin type, skin tone. Now you have to take into consideration there's skin prep, which is very, very important because a lot of people don't touch on it. But skin prep is very, very important. You need to know, okay, cool. Is my client sweating? Does he have an oily skin? Does this person have a dry skin? You have to take
so
care
much
to
that just goes with it.
Yes, because you also have to realize that this person is going to be wearing this makeup every single day.
Yes.
Shoot. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of this person's skin. You're telling them, okay, cool. Make sure that you have an actual skin regimen. If not, maybe work it into your budget. Give them something to take home to go wash their face to make sure that exactly they moisturize. Sunscreen is very important.
You can also like clean their faces.
Yes,
but I guess
after
most.
when it's that rap time and that 80s,
Everybody
like,
but their
that's a rap. People want to go home.
Yeah.
They're not even bothered.
Yeah.
But like obviously they do give us like a little bit of time that's allocated to actors when they come through. Because some of them are like, listen, I tried it last night. Your makeup is hectic. Please, you need to show me how. And then I definitely always have like face washes, micellar waters, and things like that, whichever one will work out faster for you. So definitely that. But mostly working in film and television is about working with people and taking care of the people that you work with.
Of course.
Because it's establishing relationships, because it's someone you're going to be working with every single day. And
you're in their face, like
you're in their face the whole time, and you learn this person, you get to see like, okay, this person is this type of way. You start tending to certain things. Palisa's eyes are always watering. Make sure her standby bag has a pocket of tissues in it.
Yes, okay.
This one's under eye sort of cracks after 2 scenes. And make sure that her sponge is in there. Make sure her foundation is in there. Her under eye concealer is in there.
Yeah.
So it's all those little things.
So you constantly need to be on.
You need to be on it so that because literally if we are shooting back-to-back scenes, you don't have time to like touch up on their makeup every time.
Yeah.
So your standby is basically your extended arm, because she's on set and she can see, okay, cool, so-and-so's face is looking a little, So we need the little setting spray in her bag so we can set spray.
I'm sure she's looking at us and going, oh, they need help.
Looky
Samo.
It's because that's what you on. Like the face has to be fresh. Because
the brand.
It's
the brand.
Yes, it's easier to keep continuity of a fresh face.
Yeah.
So that way we know, okay, her face always looked like this in every scene. Unlike if there's, vanity pause, so now you're gonna have to keep continuity of that one eye. That one eyelash.
Yeah. So would you say, as a makeup artist, that you are the director's eye when it comes to putting the entire show together?
I think so, because in the sense that, like, even when I have my discussions with the director in like pre-production, like he'll tell you,
tell us about that.
Okay,
the
cool.
process.
So the process is I usually will then get my script mailed to me, and then what I'll usually do, I read through the script like 3 times. So initially it's just to get the storyline going, and then the second one is pretty much just to establish the characters. So because it just makes it easier for me. Then I just start making like a nice board with all the characters. And then the third time when you read through it, it's basically pinpointing what, okay, this one is the lawyer, this one is how homeless, this one is so-and-so and stuff like that. So then I start pretty much, you can either draw out certain outfits, like for wardrobe, I'll either draw out or I'll write down, okay, cool, I think this outfit will look nice on her. This makeup look is definitely the one for her.
Yeah.
And then once I've got all of that, then I have to start doing my research. Collecting pictures, because the director's visual. As much as I can write, okay, cool, cut crease,
Yes.
yeah, so he's gonna want to see it. So that's when I do like a little treatment for him, and then I go to meet with the director, and then I have an entire presentation with the director. So then I'm like, okay, cool, we bring out the first character, and
so now you're putting the characters to life.
Basically. Yeah. So now the meeting is basically, because then the producer will be there, the director will be there, and the writer will be there.
Yeah.
So that we are all in one as to, okay, when I read about this character, this is what I saw. Do we all agree? So then in some instances, it'll be like agreed upon for this one look. But then, like I told you earlier on, like characters grow in a story.
Yes.
So you sometimes have to then tell that entire story. Like, this is where so-and-so will start. This is how they'll progress and things like that. So that's basically what the whole meeting is going to be about.
And the duration of putting all of that together, how long does it take?
Ideally a month would be like a blessing.
But you get less than that.
But we're an SA and things, they go. And
Yes.
shoots, so okay, this last one I had like 4 days because there was the whole holiday.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I had 4 days.
And how many characters?
It was 15 characters. 15 main.
She counted 5 fingers, guys, and I thought I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
So like generally it's like 15
On the
main, and then it's like 20 background.
Yeah.
So it was like all in all, it was quite a lot. But
do you also account for the background actors?
Yeah, like those cameo roles,
yes.
lawyer, mamang, they just come in. So you have to account for them. You have to put them into the budget. You have to shop for them. You have to be aware.
And are you doing this all alone?
Do
you have an assistant?
I have an assistant.
Okay.
I have an assistant.
Because I'm thinking,
yes. No, I do have an assistant. So she did go sourcing with me initially.
Okay.
So is this where sourcing? Is this where you go out and look for the clothes?
Yes, where you go out and look for the clothes, and you go out and look for the makeup.
Touching on that, Nam.
Yes.
On that. Now, people get casted, and then there's wardrobe fitting, but before then, when they get casted, you have to write your waist size, your bust size, your shoe size. Do you ever face the difficulties of someone maybe just exaggerating that they're smaller than they are, or
almost all the time?
Because like sometimes you look and you go,
I am piña.
Yeah. And why are you gonna do yourself so wrong? Like you're going onto TV. I mean, like even for me right now, like there are times where I look back on the recording of the podcast and I'm like, yo, I was so small. You're small. Got the on screen. That. So when you are a size 30 and then you say you're a 26, why?
Why are you doing that?
And what are the difficulties that you have to face that they don't understand?
Okay, so basically what some of these actors don't understand is I work on a very limited budget to begin with.
It's budget.
So when it comes to budget, I have to consider the fact that, okay, this is the look that the director wants. And like ideally, I would love to go to Sanson and just shop for the looks because it'll be so much easier just to pop in there. I know, okay, this is the ideal character. But now if I have to go downtown, search through heaps and heaps of clothing, get that clothing laundered. If there's something missing, a button or whatever, I can fix it quickly so that we can make it look nice. So if you're going to tell me a story about what your aspiration for your weight is and what we're currently, because I'm always very specific, like what you currently look like, your current size. And it's worse now because of COVID, because people have been in lingerie and they're like, oh my gosh, so I've gained like, I don't know how much weight. and I've been in like sweatpants and stuff this entire time.
So I don't know.
So I don't know.
No, you do.
And that time I have to work on.
I don't know.
But babe, come on, have
Hi,
you not
Bo.
had to go out for something yana or a jean yana ka ski but you're missing?
Mara, if you're wearing your
Why?
jean and it says I'm not closing
not
this
closing-
button,
means
You
I've gained
know.
weight.
you know if it's one or
Ah.
two.
Then upsize. Just
Hey.
upsize. Or at least umbrella. Okay, wait again, babes. Bona ne. Ke gainile nyana. Are re 36 ke ballpark ya rona. I know I was the 32, but we are playing in the 36 field. So then I can,
We've gone.
yes, then I can help you. And the thing
Yeah.
is, you know, what people don't necessarily understand is that as much as I do wardrobe, I've done costume design, which
Yeah.
is different to fashion design because costume design is more custom made to the body that we're dealing with now. Because you know, with fashion gig these sizes like your standard sizes,
Okay.
like your 32s, your
Yes.
34s. Whereas with costume design, I know for my costume to work for you, it has to be designed for you. Because sometimes we get someone who's short with long arms, or we
Yes.
get someone who's tall with short arms. So then we
Oh, the
can't work with
detailing in that.
we can't work with like the general sizes that they have. So that's when you have to have like a 17 collar with maybe a regular arm. So now I have to make it regular with a machine. I have to custom make it so that it fits you, so that it looks like ke ya gago.
So I need to know how you look. For sure, for sure.
For sure. So just tell me, okay, these are the problems I have. Every time I go and buy jeans, I have to maybe, you know, like take them in at the bottom or things like that. Because those are the questions I ask. I want to know, okay, what are the things that you usually have to do? With some of the girls, when you have jeans or you have pants, you have to take them in the waist. Then I know to look out for
Yeah.
that. So that when you
Mm.
come in for your fitting, I know exactly what, okay, Palisa, I'm going to check 1, 2, 3. So and so, this is what we're going to check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So, Huchore, on these series, now sometimes you kind of just think, do people wear their own clothes?
Oh, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because-
yeah.
Because I mean, I've watched a series recently, and I don't know if maybe I think that the person like owns that wardrobe,
Oh, yeah.
but like I've seen them out with it,
Oh.
or have they been
Bad
given
daddy.
by a kadima,
I know.
or they are stealing?
No, Wait till you know what? When you come into the wardrobe
No,
department.
so then you never ever have wardrobe just saying bring your own stuff.
No, we do.
Okay,
It's just that
but what kind of stuff would you then
like
want people
generic
to bring?
stuff.
Okay,
Generic stuff. I'll never ask you for something that's important to the character or that's gonna be like that one moment where
so
they
you'll
like
just ask me
asking
to
for
come,
fabulous.
Noni, please wear black jeans
Like black
with
jeans.
black leggings.
Yes, that's what I'll
Okay.
ask. I'll ask for generic pants. I'll ask for a white t-shirt,
Okay.
blue jean. You know,
Yeah.
things that I know are like staples that
That
people
everybody
have.
has.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but for specific stuff, like if you're going to a wedding, I'll be like, come dress nice, but then I still have to check and make sure how it's because the fashions are
Yes,
So
exactly.
we don't all have the same vision for
Nice.
the picture, you know, yeah. So I always have to make sure, like, do you fit into this picture?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's just like those little things. Like maybe if we're shooting a wedding, you know, I've spoken to art department and he's telling me, no, chomi, it's color scheme sagas is so,
Yeah.
you know. So then now when I go shopping, I'm gonna sort of try and bring out those few colors. Because blue and purple or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to sort of bring those colors out and play around with them so that everything looks like people decided to go to the wedding.
Yes.
Because if everybody's like the maskopa, see, then you're just like, ooh,
It's rough. It's rough.
that's rough. Man. Then it just looks ridiculous. It just looks like okay, guys,
Come.
guys.
So
it
tell
always
me
has to look
about-
like there's intention.
The art department. You said the art department.
Yes,
the art
art
department,
department. Yes.
and wardrobe.
Yes.
So you guys work hand in hand.
always makeup, wardrobe, art department always work together because there's always a costume prop, a makeup prop, or like what else is there? Yeah, because you get a costume prop, a makeup prop, and then sometimes art department needs stuff from us. So usually, you know, things like a handbag is a costume prop because it's both a handbag because it's a prop, but it's also a costume piece that I decide for her because it's going to look based with her outfit. So that's how our relationship works. So sometimes we have scenes where Smang Mang is looking in the mirror and she's putting on lipstick. So I'm not gonna want art department to just bring in the green lipstick.
Guys,
Because
Noni's face is so like
It's a lot. I'm so shook.
Yeah.
I'm so shook.
It's a
Because
lot.
Also, I'm so shook in the sense of we really take you guys for granted. Like you guys aren't really pushed. I mean, yes, you can see the credits going up, and you'll say, "Oh, there she is," and but they don't.
There's a lot.
But they
that
don't
goes-
know
much.
the muchness,
Ness.
that goes in behind all this work. So I'm actually thinking to myself, how do you, as much as an artist or an actor, performer, musician,
Yeah.
anybody in entertainment needs to network and needs to brand themselves and put themselves out there and you becoming, like relevant in the industry.
Yeah.
How do you, as a makeup artist / costume designer, how do you sustain that? How do you get to the point where you have become a brand for yourself and people know Ubutu Masego is?
Yes.
How does it? Because I mean, you can't just be working on generations your whole life and in the next minute.
That's what I was saying.
Yes, you said that in the beginning.
Yes,
you
because that's why I
feel
was like, it
you
was
need to
so
branch
important
out.
to me to branch out because I
Yes.
felt like when you're stuck in a soapy, you'll only know that soapy family and then they'll never ever know you. So now you have to freelance, put yourself out there, start working on movies so that directors get to know you. Start
And it's not
working
like
on
us, we
films.
audition.
Yes.
Actors audition.
Yes,
But
we
with us,
audition.
it's like referral. Like, I don't
Yes.
want to lie to you. I've literally been working off of referrals. The last time Kikinya CV yaga was literally out of varsity for my internship.
So that means your word of mouth is great.
So
That means
it's
you've been
it's
consistent. Because
and
I'll
you
tell
have
you,
to, like, your work ethic needs to be like on.
you are listening
point.
now, Masego. she was here.
Guys,
Girl.
Lalela. Ukel.
She was here an hour in. We had a bit of a
Punctual.
setback. We had a bit of a setback, but I definitely, I'm letting you know, Uguti, when someone does that, because time needs to be respected. You cannot disrespect time.
Time is mad,
and
especially in film.
and it goes with any field and anywhere
Anyway,
is where.
definitely.
And then Tinabotaki, yeah.
You've got
Yo,
African
The blacks, we are
time.
known for African timing.
Time,
And
babes.
I also see it like when you say referral, word of mouth, when you are consistent, when you've got your time on lock, when you are present within the workspace,
Do the job.
and have the respect. I feel like people go, oh, guys, you know what? I need a makeup artist. And they go, Masego.
Yes,
They don't
that's
even-
the thing.
Yeah.
It's
I think that's
and
what's
the
been
thing
really
is that
happening.
you're subconsciously not even number one. It's not
Because
like
of
they've
what you do when you're there.
yeah, it's not like they've gone, I'm gonna put you there, then Palisa, then Noni, because ABC. No, it's just like there's so many that they know, but the
Without a
one
doubt,
that just sticks
Masego.
out is Masego because why?
Like, it's
Tell
just
us.
work ethic. Guys,
There
for
we
me,
go.
it boils down to work ethic.
Man.
Because the thing is, I just feel like even with the girls that I've trained, I'm like, guys, for me, it's very simple. I know it's very difficult to get yourself into this industry. And people are constantly asking, like, oh, how do I do it? Where do I go? What? And I'm like, if I give you a chance and you mess up with the chance, I'm a no mercy kind of chick, because I know for sure that when I'm on set, I work my ass off.
Yeah.
Like, I make sure that I'm always on time. I really am always like, guys, if I can get out of bed and if I can make it here on time, then you guys can make it here on time. If you're suffering, work around it, or let me know how I can help you so that you can get here on
Communicate.
time.
Yes,
Because that's the
communicate
thing,
it.
because there's certain things that I'm doing and putting into place that our hard work will just crumble down if you're not following the certain rules.
Yeah.
Like, I want us to get there a bit earlier so that we can comfortably go to breakfast with everybody else. Because what usually happens is we get there, we're fixing everything, we work straight through breakfast, we don't even eat breakfast. The traffic comes in that we have to get ready to shoot, and then we're already shooting, and then
Yeah.
people are eating their their breakfast at like 10 o'clock. And I'm just like, so what's the point? We're trying to get you into a schedule.
Yeah.
So I always tell my girls to be on time. Do not complain. I don't like complainers because there's no point to it. Sila, we are going to work.
Yes, we are
Baby,
going
it's
to
12
work.
hours. I told you
Jay.
from the beginning.
Sila.
It's 12 hours. 12 hours. I had a 6 to 6. I
Yeah.
had a 7 to 7. So whether or Red Bull, whatever, do whatever you need to do to stay alive for the course because it's very long.
Yeah.
And you need to be on your feet the whole time. You are dead tired once you're
Yes.
done on a shoot. So the thing is, I'm just like, just keep pushing because the reward is so worth it. Once we see our
It's
good
great.
work on screen, you're excited. Once we're at the rep party, getting down,
Homonat.
we are within. Mogele. How at least you know, no tla kgona go shine nyana.
Yeah, you know.
Or about 157 and more.
I love this
You know,
lady. I love her so much.
That's all there is to it. And the thing is, you must pick a choice. I know I had a little situation, a little tiff with the girls that are working with me. And all I told them, I'm like, guys, pick a choice. You know, with me, are we working or you're not working?
Yes.
Make it very simple. I make it very simple for you.
Finish.
Banyana babangata out here that are dreaming of doing what you're doing right now. So you are doing an injustice to them if you're really not going to pick up your socks and just roll.
Yes.
How do you prepare yourself, Masego? Because you're like, hey, Gunje, Asambe. How do you prepare yourself mentally to be able to do this kind of work?
For me, I think the way I prepare myself is I work on all of my weaknesses first. So I make sure that, okay, how are we going to cover the weaknesses so that I can look like, this girl is a bossy. This girl, so okay, when it comes to things like not knowing what's going on, I fail when it comes to that. So that's why I can make sure I read my script thoroughly.
So you can stick to the brief.
So I can stick to
throughout.
the brief throughout so that I don't miss anything. I know I've got a very photographic memory, so I catch on and I know that if I've read the script, if I wrote it on my call sheet, if I've pulled the clothes out of the rail, I know okay, hi, about 12 o'clock, Reza scene number 5. I know if Palisa is not wearing the blue pants with the yellow shirt, I can already tell you, Palisa, babes, this is not the outfit. Shut the scene. And if she hasn't, then I know. So now the thing is, all I've told my girls, I'm like, the best thing that you can do for yourself is that I create like a costume makeup Bible.
Okay.
So in that Bible, I've literally written down every single scene of the entire script.
Preparation.
Preparation is definitely key. Like,
so when you get a script already, you know what you need to do.
Yeah, so I already break down all the episodes. It goes from like a 20 or 30 page. I can break that down into like 2 or 3 pages. So that we already know, okay, this scene, this is what we're doing. So you can always refer to that Bible. And then we pair it up with continuity pictures. And then those two work hand in hand. So when we get the call sheet for the next day, all you have to do is check in the Bible, check the scene, check the episode. And then you just write on your call sheet, okay, pink top, purple pants. Then tomorrow when you have your call sheet, you know, when the actors step in for the first scene.
Yes. This is what is meant by talent that does not sleep.
That's the thing.
Like, work on it. Now, with all of that said, like how you say you work on your weaknesses, you work on working on your weaknesses to strengthen them, to get going and to prepare.
Yeah.
What can you say to people out there who aspire, or now that someone has watched and gone, I can be backstage and I can be behind the scenes and do makeup. What do you want? What can you say to them to encourage them to say, Oscar Taba, to get into the industry? It's tough.
Yes.
You have to work.
Definitely.
Because it doesn't come with the glitz and the glams. The glitz and the glams come as
from hard work.
So what can you say to motivate and inspire the listener who has always thought to be a makeup artist, costume designer, but never knew how, or never knows like why, or is it worth it?
Is it possible?
Because it sounds so technical and so important. Like, you are important. Without you, we are.
There's no show. So
we are
black.
No, we are naked.
Basically,
we are doing
our
pornography.
No, there's nothing.
We are doing soft porn. Just sit there. So what can you say?
I think one of the things, I think I'm just going to take it from like some of the girls I know that have messaged me and have been calling me. One of the things that you're going to have to do is you're going to have a lot of initiative.
Yeah.
Because initiative, be very hardworking, Don't, I know people see it as kissing ass, but really just like going the extra mile and just seeing what people need in a department. If you're gonna maybe, let's say, meet someone like myself who is
Yes.
already in the industry, holler at her, be like, listen, I'd like to intern for like a week or
But
two
not
on
many are
whatever.
like you. That's the problem.
That's the thing.
It's because people don't want to share in. Go to Nasa makeup artistry and costume design.
I think you
So
them
stingy.
artistic.
You know
In
what?
them
I'm
artistic.
super stingy, guys. I know for sure. Like, I myself, like, I need to have seen what you can do. Because, guys, this industry
Okay,
is
if you
so
put it that
hectic,
way.
man. It's so hectic that if you make a mistake, this is your last job. So, like, we're
So you
working
must always
off
be
of
on the
you as
money.
good as your last job.
Yo.
So
Please repeat
this
that
job
you
gets
are
you
as good
as
as your last job.
Like if a floppy legwa, whether you did amazing stuff prior to this show, but because of floppy lemo, that there's an entire team that saw you flop. There's an entire director, producer, all of these people. And the thing is, word spreads like fire, guys. Like, have you seen a house burnt down?
Yes.
Word spreads that quickly. So the thing is, for me, that's why I'm always like, okay, cool. If I'm gonna get a girl in and you're asking to intern and you're asking to help us out for free, but then you need to show me that I need you in my department. Because the thing is, you're messing with the livelihoods of a lot of people in this very department. So it's very, very important because that's how the media industry, unfortunately, it's that cutthroat. So some people are also not willing to open up because the thing is, it's also putting yourself in a very tough position.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you have to go learn. Then you can't tell me, Hore, okay, ke ithutile fela. Okay, now I'm not going to lie. Ba lo reng motho na dutse fela ko kamoreng ya gagwe ba ithuta fela. I'm not gonna trust because
Okay.
then I need more skills than that.
Okay.
I'm I'm not even lenient with the girls who have gone to face and studied makeup. I'm not lenient at all. I need you to, even when I conduct an interview, I need to know that you know the importance of this and this. I need you to know if they say Palisa is crying, what are you gonna do? We're not asking for eyebrows on fleek. We're asking for tears. I need you to know that you're gonna run to your standby bag and you're gonna grab the eye drops. You're gonna grab some mascara. You're gonna grab your sponge so that you do an under eye job so that she looks like she's crying. Do what the director asked for because he's only gonna look at you and he's gonna be like, Palisa, I need tears on that. And then you need to know that do I reach for my tear stick? How is this actress? Can she
There's
cry?
a tear stick.
There's a tear stick, my love.
Sick.
You know, like how you get a lipstick, there's a tear stick that you put underneath the eyes.
Yeah.
And then, like your late.
Hayibo.
Masego.
Come
back.
So that's why I'm like, there's some ladies, that's why you need to judge her. Okay, Palisa, are you gonna be okay? And then she'll tell you, okay, sharp. But it depends on like where the scene starts. If the scene starts and she must be like wailing, that's when we need a little help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then just a little help because she's gonna bring it out, but she just needs that tear jerker that's gonna bring. Because obviously, with a lot of actors, they need to be in a specific headspace.
Yes.
You need to collect your thoughts.
Message.
That's the thing. Yeah. So then in those cases, you must just do your thing very lightly. I need you to know that you need to work like a little mouse around someone.
Yeah.
Respect their art as much as you expect them to respect you. So then you just do your thing, walk away. And then it's action.
So listen, y'all. If you need some mentoring from Masego, you must know your story. Like when you come to her, know your story.
We're
It's been
focused.
It's been so amazing.
Oh,
We're
God.
running out of time. I know,
No,
right?
it was so lovely.
I know. I'm like, Masego, what do you mean? But listen, we'll have you back. We'll have you back. I mean,
The show goes on.
the show goes on. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so
I mean, you've taught me stuff where I'm just like,
lovely.
that's a lot of work. There's so much that you guys do.
Yeah.
I am like, yes.
Nice. Oh, I love
Stunning.
Yeah.
No, like, thank you so much for coming on to the show and for spending time with us and for teaching us. I'm inspired. I'm
Oh,
motivated.
lovely.
I'm like, respect.
Yeah, respect.
Like now I know that
Thank
you're not
you.
sitting out there just watching me to see if I've got like a shiny nose.
Yeah,
or
that's
if,
the thing.
if I've got like a booger up there. You're there to actually also
Make sure that
make sure that the whole show goes on like smoothly.
Mm.
Stunning. Thank you so much. We'll have you back because we still need to learn more. I feel.
Thank you,
What about you,
Masego.
Vanessa?
Yeah,
What do
thank you
say?
so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
You have taught us that the people that we do not see are the
Mm.
ones who are actually the very important people who have a vital role in what we do as performers. And I hope people that person who is listening is like, yo, how want the credit?
Hey,
You must
And
clap.
respect, guys, and respect,
Respect.
because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes.
There's so much.
So much respect.
Nice.
So much respect. And for those of you out there, you listening, Wena, as the actor, the dancer, the performer, the singer, the what, when these people are doing the most for you, appreciate
And
it.
respect.
With respect.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Alrighty, and that is it for today and for the week. Thank you for tuning in on The Show Goes On with Noni. From me, Noni Mkonto.
And me, Palisa Robin.
And me, Masego Marite.
We're saying, Arrivederci.
The show goes on with Noni.
Oh, Sunny.
There are so many demands on you. Demands at home, in the boardroom, and in the bedroom. You have to be jack of all trades, wearing a different hat when the moment arises. You're on all the time, always on the clock, always catching up. Take care of you. Introducing Your Media, your podcast network, Your Media, where you are. Yeah, where